Hello, my friends. So I welcome you in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. And I just woke up from my sleep and I was shown a dream about which I was directed by the Galactic Federation to share this session, which I had done previously around 6 months or around 8 months ago. And this dream told me that there is going to be some events which will happen in the coming days, which is related with the session. Okay, so basically in this session, let me explain to you what is covered is the Galactic Federation. They tell us about the light and the dark side of our spirit, and how to properly understand our soul's nature or our true nature. Okay, the other thing that they talk about is the purpose of the Luciferian beings or the Luciferian social memory complex, and how they work, how they evolved, and what is their main purpose in this universe. So this is also explained in the session. The other thing that you will find very interesting is about how they are trying to influence humanity. Okay, basically the Luciferian collective, they also have the power to influence other people, and they can do this primarily by tuning into certain vibrations, and that's what they do. So this is explained in the session, and how the Luciferian beings they influence humanity is also explained in this session. So the other thing is, towards the end of the session, you will find out how you can protect against such negative entities. Okay, and basically at the end of the session, I will explain to you in detail the dream and why is it related with this session. So before the session begins, I would be really grateful if you could like the video, as it helps to reach out to more people who need it at this time. And with that being said, here's the session, my friends. Enjoy it.
We connect with your vibration, beloved. We call ourselves the Galactic Federation in your language terms. We have been in contact with this instrument before and are noticing a rapid change in his vibration. We sense that you have questions regarding the one you call Lucifer in your language terms. We are most thankful that we are able to connect with your vibration and speak through you and to you. However, we want to tell you all to be very careful when listening to our messages. We are not an authority over you and are just messengers of the path of light, just as you are. We do not want to be a stumbling block to your path of seeking. Take only those insights that resonate with you, leaving behind the rest. This is the path of truth. All truth is not for all entities because each entity is in their own journey. There is a resonance to that truth that speaks to your own seeking and to your own situation. We want you to trust your own powers of discrimination because you have an inner self that knows the truth when it hears it. In your current system of existence, the archetypical pictures are segregated into 3 parts. One is that which pertains to the body, second is that which pertains to the mind, and then third is that which pertains to the spirit. In each of these systems, a matrix that is a solid and unshakable structure exists that acts as a reception portal that has only very limited potential to perform actions. The only thing it can do is to desire. It can offer its help. The matrix is of this type. It is a portal through which catalysts emerge and through which catalyst experiences will be processed. In this archetypical pictures, the latent possibility is that which is able to make meaningful the existence of the matrix. There is an unseen dynamic connection that exists between the matrix and the latent possibility. The basic principle is that the reacher can be reached in the mind. Constant motion lies in the body, and the operator of that body, and in the spirit, the unreaching, unhasting spirit, waiting for, hoping for, yearning for, and desiring information about itself. Through this latent dynamic of the desire to experience, the catalyst starts the potentiator of the spirit, which is the light. The kingdom of the spirit also includes darkness. We are telling you this not because darkness is evil, for darkness is not entirely evil as you think. It may appear to you from your third density that dark must be dark and the light must be radiant. Each of you during your incarnational period through third density will face darkness and will sometimes meet only the dimmest of lights, occasionally receiving what can be considered in your terms a thunderbolt of lightning of light. That bolt of realization that speaks to your inner heart, which can be considered as the star that guides, that brings that moment of clarity and soul truth to your heart. We must tell you that in the spirit there is no good and evil from its outset. However, it is simply the essence that is added as a part of the spirit. This is how you are created. This way, your vibrations are merged with the patterns of energy or the field of energy. This is how the Creator expresses itself in your third density, and this is how far the Creator's experience has evolved. Those who share light are in our terms a pathway or conduit of the same thing as saying those who bring polarity or catalyst. We must add that the existence of an angelic entity named Lucifer can only be said that this entity is an archetype of the negative forces in the cosmos. It is a group of entities that are all negatively polarized and have formed a collection known as a social complex in your terms. It is similar to the other positive-oriented angels who assist various beings in the various planes of the several densities of creation. However, it is more focused on the negative polarization. We must say that this entity named Lucifer's main purpose is to add polarity and catalyst to certain densities, in order to allow the souls to grow and experience glimpses of the negative path. It is especially true that it can be considered more like a state of consciousness that provides darkness when beings on your plane request to experience the darkness. Sometimes this angelic entity's main purpose is to just allow glimpses of the negative path in various densities of existence, which in order allows the entity experiencing it to choose which path it wants to move towards. Some like the path of darkness and hence experience more darkness in their life. Some entities run away from the negative path, hence they experience more light in their experience. Much like there is free will in your plane, the angelic entities cannot penetrate the veil and come to you without you ordering such angelic beings to come into assistance. The one known as Lucifer is also a part of the Creator and is in charge of allowing catalyst or negative polarity into various planes or densities of choice that exist in your galaxy. Remember that for any soul to polarize entities into the negative path requires 95% orientation towards the negative path. One of the entities that polarized into the negative path was the one known to your kind as Genghis Khan, who was the fierce king as you know of. who spent almost all of his adult life killing and raping, and conquered almost 11 million square miles of land in approximate terms according to your measurement system. Genghis Khan also murdered his own brother and his own best friend. In essence, the negative path is so hard because such entities must not show or be affected by love. Love is the great enemy of the negative path. The negative path skips the green chakra. Let us tell you that there are no higher selves that are negatively oriented because negative orientation cannot go past the fifth density. Because in the sixth density only love and light is required to evolve further. And any entities with negative polarization into the fifth density will give up its negative polarization to enter into the sixth density and accept love and light into their being. The negative path needs disharmony. Instead of unity, it needs discord. Instead of love, it revolves around fear. These characteristics are very hard to polarize toward. Know this, that the Creator allows each entity to choose the negative or positive path. These so-called demons are those souls, just like your kind, who had already finished their third density polarization and choose the path of fear, disharmony, and enter into the fourth and fifth density negative paths. Most of the so-called demons, or as you know, the name of one such entity, Lucifer, also chose the negative path and during its evolution entered into the fourth density negative and also progressed into the fifth density negative. This entity, however, when given the choice to enter into the sixth density and instead it chose to stay in the fifth density of evolution, thereby it did not progress into the sixth density, which is a density of love and light. If it had chosen to enter into the sixth density, then it would have lost all its negative polarization. In addition, instead of negative, it would be filled with love in the sixth density. This entity, further during its evolution, chose to stay in the negative polarization and assist in providing the negative catalyst for growth in the various third density planets. This entity named as Lucifer by your kind does not refer to a single entity to be precise. It is a collection of entities that form a so-called social group that work together to increase the number of negative entities. These demonic entities answer the call of the negative. They are more likely to manipulate people who are in power and who have more influence on other people. This they do in order to attract more souls to the negative pathway. However, this can only be achieved if a so-called influential person or any other entity becomes negatively oriented itself and its thoughts and actions also become of the negative orientation. Demons choose to appear beautiful in the various densities, unnaturally beautiful, in order to attract entities toward the negative path by teaching them paths of self-service. The only difference is that they teach entities the path of self-service instead of service to others. After graduation from the fourth density, if beings choose a physical body, they can use their mental power to create any kind of physical vehicle they want in the densities named as the fifth and sixth by a kind. However, their primary existence will be of a light body. The nature of the negative entity is that of tyranny. Negative entities cannot directly come into the bodies of souls. However, it may just manipulate the entities by using fear, hatred, etc. Negative entities do not want to live inside a single body. These entities place some anchor point in the minds of many people who focus mostly on fear, hatred, and anger in their mind. The only way to stop this negative influence is to sow love and light, and such entities immediately vanish. The darkness of the spirit is like unto the darkness, the apparent darkness of the starry heavens, as you gaze from the side of your planet on into the outer space. The thick velvet of infinite space is as you are in your spiritual aspect, an undiscovered country of hills and valleys unknown. Further, every place is sacred. In addition, every place is full of information, and every place looks to be that which it is not. There is a thick darkness and great depth of unknowingness to the spirit within the third density of your existence. The veil of forgetting is very deep. In addition, the life-giving light, when it falls, yet does it not always disclose truth. Further, so there is a great peering into what light there is to see beyond the falsity of the complex and intricate patterns of the spirit. Anger and fear are the fuel that fires these negative entities. They are extremely careful about protecting their negative polarization and will run away from love and light. Love and light is their main enemy. These entities have chosen the hard path of polarization and do not want to lose it. Hence, they are mostly influencing only those with almost full negative thoughts in their mind. Even when the veil of forgetting is lifted, even when you ascend into densities which are full of light, yet still that spirit is stubbornly unknown, and layers of misinformation and false patterning will fall away as the densities roll on. And you will find that there is still other truths to be learned within yourself. It is just a kind of peeling of layers and layers of spirit, and the truth of the spirit emerges. There is much still for the Creator to know about itself. In addition, yet that path of polarization is a slow process. For all that the Creator finds out about itself, it finds out from you, each of us, each of all of these entities that live and move and have their being within the creation. We would at this time request this entity to begin each session by placing a chalice of water on the northern side. We are the Galactic Federation, and we add our light to yours. And at this time, we would like to take our leave of this instrument. We leave you, as always, in the love and the light. Peace to you, beloveds.
So my friends, after watching the session, I hope you have learned some things about the Luciferian collective and how it operates and how it works. And basically, one of the things that I have learned in the session is that the Luciferian collective, they are also working for the one infinite creator, okay? Basically, what they're doing is they're giving the beings who decide to explore the negative polarity a pathway to explore the negative pathway, because there is a positive pathway which is service to others, and then there is the negative pathway which is service to self. So basically, they are learning the process of how to use this pathway of ascension. And like choosing, either you want to choose the positive or the negative, you have the choice. So in this session, the dream that I had seen yesterday was the Galactic Federation showed me the dream wherein the elites or the people in power, okay, especially the people who are heads of government systems. I saw in my dream especially Putin and the president of United States, Joe Biden, who will have their souls replaced by a Luciferian soul. So this is what I saw in the dream, and it may happen in the coming few days or few months back. So what they're trying to do is basically, when they will soul swap, they will try their best to spread negative agenda again. And we need to be very careful, and I hope like this message will reach out to people in the right time. So maybe they will stop their plans. Okay, this, I think we can stop this. All right, so this is what I saw in the dream. And the basic thing that I learned is that the Luciferian collective, how they operate is they feed on fear, they feed on negativity, and that's the main game plan, right? They feed on fear. They want more fear. They try to influence people who have more fear and anger or all other negative emotions. And if you want to stay protected from the negative entities like the Luciferian beings, the best way is to change your vibration to that of a positive type. And when you change your vibration to that of a positive type, you will be immune to any negativity. So this is what I understood from this session. And my friends, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for supporting me on my Patreon, where I am uploading sessions which cannot be uploaded to YouTube, sessions which are deleted from a YouTube. Everything is over there. I upload new sessions thrice a week, and then I also answer I'm planning to do some live Q&As in the coming days in my Patreon. And also I want to say a big thank you to all of you for sending me requests for past life channeling, as well as your soul name and your soul's purpose on the email. You can send it to me. And then I want to say a big thank you to all of you for downloading the free PDF. The link is on the description, using which you can actually read the sessions, which is a different experience. And with that being said, I hope you'll enjoy the next videos over here, and see you, my friends.